Good morning to you. Oh, I don't even have my cuppa. I forgot it inside. It's because I just realized what I did want to talk about this morning. So I jump on this horn every morning, not every morning, but most weekday mornings, to give you an update on what is happening and what's coming down the pike on the Good Food and You way of doing things. I'm your holistic nutrition practitioner. My name is Luca, and a couple of things. We're in a new month. We are doing a brand new topic. We're talking about stress. All month long, we'll be talking about stress and how holistic nutrition can be of service. Stress can show up in many different ways. It's the obvious one you're thinking of, but it can be internal stress, which translates to chronic inflammation, which is what I talk about all the time. But stress can also be, that sense of like we're supposed to be doing the right thing, or the fear-mongering that's going on. And fear-mongering on all fronts, and I am not immune. Last week I was talking about ancestral trauma. So how the trauma of those who came before us, we carry in our genes and in our cells and in the biochemistry of how our body works. Tripping that fight or flight mode more often than not. That is the hypothalamus, PS, and the pituitary working together. So, yeah, I've been contributing to it. And, well, I don't think it's wise to just bury our head in the sand and pretend it's not happening. Like, of course not. That is not what I advocate. However, what I will say is that in my own life, in my own work as well, I'm trying to work, or I am actively, not trying, I am. I'm actively working at decolonizing my talk and removing the war out of my words, out of my approach, out of self-talk, out of stoking the fire to get people to be clients. I'm not interested in that. And I don't think it helps, to be honest. I think it only adds to the stress and the noise, and it makes us all want to crawl under a rock, me included. So today, I wanted to say, while last week I was talking about ancestral trauma and how that is now, they're being able to do the science to see how that impacts intergenerationally and how that can accumulate and what that looks like. More often than not, it looks like stress on the body. Oh yeah, of course. So that ties into the month's topic. But here's the other piece of it. If there is ancestral trauma in your past, there's always a balance. Do you know what else there is? Ancestral wisdom. And the ancestral wisdom is there. We have to listen for it. We have to be quiet and still enough to connect with it. It's a lot of what I do with my clients, actually, where we tune into what the body is saying, how we feel, the direction we want to take, and how those play such an important part in feeling good. I'm not saying we're doing any healing. I'm not saying we're doing any deep dives where you're an emotional wreck at the end of it. We're doing it through food. We're doing it through food, and we're honoring some of the wisdom of those who came before us. There are some commonalities between all cultures around the globe that are still alive. There's a lot of commonalities, and that is actually, hi Alicia, these are the things that actually influence this program that I'm running, the Real Food Redux. So when there is ancestral, oh hi Kathy, when there is ancestral healing that needs to happen, because there is a history of ancestral trauma, we can tap into the same reserves for the ancestral wisdom. Because there's always balance, my friends. And that is actually the piece we always need to work at, is the balance. So if we're feeling something keenly, what's the other piece we can put in place to make them both come back up? And so this ancestral healing piece is a lot behind my Real Food Redux program and the Eating with the Seasons program. The winter season is launching later on in November. So here's the deal. The Real Food Redux right now, we're in the middle part. I call it the Gut Lovin' Boot Camp. The Gut Lovin' Boot Camp is tapping into those commonalities that would have been a part of every traditional culture around the globe. This is the ancestral wisdom of those who came before us. These are the pieces that every community across the globe will have had as part of their traditional diet, if you will. And these are the pieces that help hold us up. I'm reading a book right now called The Plants Have Much to Give Us. The only thing we need to do is ask. I think that's the title of it, something along those lines. I've got it under my books reel. It's a wonderful book, and it's written by an Anishinaabe woman originally from Canada and then from in and around the Great Lakes. And she talks about, it's so interesting, she talks about there are 4, and this is traditional First Nations knowledge, there are 4 groups, kingdoms, I don't know what you would call it, 4 groups of beings. There are the rocks. They are a very specific type of being, the earth. Everything is living, right? Even rocks are living, but their life cycle is very, very slow compared to, say, a human life cycle. But the rocks are one of the kingdoms. The plants are another kingdom. And the plants are living beings, sentient beings. They have things to say. They talk. They live. They have feelings. They are a part of the world. The third kingdom are the winged, the 4-legged beasts, and the creepy crawlies. It's just said so beautifully. I am a terrible tale reteller. Anyway, this third layer is essentially the animal kingdom, and they came third. The last kingdom, or the last family in these 4 groups, are humans. And humans are the youngest of the 4, and we are the ones that know the least out of the rocks, the plants, and the animals. And when Creator created the world, created the earth, he had in mind that these 4 kingdoms needed to live together and help each other out. And his indication was you need to work at the balance. You really need to work at the balance. And that last kingdom, the humans, are going to need the most help because they are the newest ones. They know the least out of the animal kingdom, the plants, and the rocks and the earth. And I just thought, oh my gosh, that is so true. That is the truth. That is the truth. That's a truth that just makes so much sense. And I love that way of moving through the world with that sort of knowledge, to know that we as humans don't have the answers. I don't have the answers, I'm going to tell you. So when I don't know what the answers are, I'll tell you where I go look. How did people before me do it? What was the wisdom of those who came before? What kinds of things did they prepare on a day-to-day basis? And it's a lifelong journey to get to this piece. This is a piece I've been working on for a long time, and I will continue to work on it, God willing, right, to be able to do this. Hi, Vashti. Nice to see you, Vashti. So those are the kinds of things that are such a big part of what I do as a holistic nutrition practitioner and as a course leader. I love to put together classes, groups, discussions, ways of thinking, and just changing it and knowing that I don't yet have the answers, knowing that the content I share is meant to be a starting point for conversation. Now, this next piece, this Gut Lovin' Boot Camp, we did get kickstarted on Saturday. It was a welcome module that came out, and it is a worksheet. So I've extended the registration to be open until the end of day Friday this week for anybody who wants to join us. As soon as you join us, within 5 minutes of joining us, you'll have the worksheet and that first module so you can get started, so you can catch up with us. It demands of you, or how you should probably think of putting time aside for this, is commit to it first. Say, yes, I'm going to do it. And don't sign up if you're not going to do it. I only want people who want to do it in the program, okay? Because there's zero guilt and there's no, oh, Luca, oh, she said I should. I really like her ideas. What? Okay, so right now is maybe not the right time for you. Don't sign up. But if you're ready and you're like, oh, yeah, the ancestral trauma is there. I've really been focusing on that. I'm looking for a balancing piece. And I need to tap into the ancestral wisdom. Because right now I'm feeling like this fear is ramping up. The historical trauma is adding up. And I'm up here. I need to bring something else up here so this can come back down and we can work at the balance. That is the traditional wisdom of our elders. And looking to the ways that things will have been done, how our ancestors moved through the days. And that's the stuff we're covering in this Gut Lovin' Boot Camp. So there's a sign up through my link in profile. It's $99. It's a 6-week thing. We just got started last Saturday. And like I said, you can join us no time flat. We do a module a weekend. I say give yourself at least half an hour of work a weekend, or pencil in a whole hour, because you really want to commit to this content. And just commit when you're ready. There are recipes along the way. Of course there are. Like, it's never not a recipe-laden thing. It's more about thinking on how to approach food and how to build your own food as medicine toolkit. That's what this next part is. Like, we're really concentrating on the gut health and why doing the work of mending the gut is going to be the root piece for everything. Like, that's ground zero for all the health issues and being human issues and stress and inflammation, chronic disease, all those pieces. Who cares? Whatever. We're all in this together. These are the pieces that our grandmothers would like us to know. And so the ancestral wisdom is also there. So ask yourself, where are you right now? Do you feel like the ancestral trauma, the fear, the terror is kind of skyrocketing? Do you need to bring this piece in so you can balance things out? If you need to bring this piece in and you are ready for it, then sign up for the Gut Lovin' Bootcamp. The link is in on my profile. You do have half an hour to an hour of work a weekend on your own time. It's delivered on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Do it when you want. In addition to these 6 Saturdays of work we're going to be doing, there are also 3 Thursday night hour-long Q&A sessions. I'm going to be leading them. It's going to be conversation, and we'll have a chance to dive in and address some of the questions that you have, either about the program or anything to do with nutrition. These are the beginning stages that each and every client of mine should take. This is about 80% of the work of how nutrition can be of service. It's to tap into that ancestral wisdom, to check in to see what did our grandmothers do. And when we embody this, when we put it into our routine, when we take this on, it physically becomes a part of our bodies. More than that, it affirms the work of those who came before, and it integrates them back into the cycle of things, and it knits together the generations. I say this because I always see a lineup of people behind me. My grandmothers, my sisters, my mom, my grandmothers, the grandmothers, the grandmothers, the grandmothers, and so on and so forth. And when we honor their knowledge, their traditions, the ways they would have moved through the world, when we honor it and bring it into our day-to-day life, they are there with us. And further than this, they also become a part of us again in today, right? They are integrated into our beings, and we now set it up for those who are coming ahead of us, in that lineup ahead of us. And this is how you become a good ancestor. And I don't know about you, but this is my actual life goal. I've only realized it since September and catching a really great podcast from Ideas on CBC. They were talking about being a good ancestor. And I thought, oh, that's my life goal. Oh, yeah, life goals, hashtag. Becoming a good ancestor. So I hope that you can join us if you'd like to, and only if you're ready to commit to half an hour to an hour of work for 6 Saturdays. Now we're getting down to 5 Saturdays because we've already done one. And it wasn't even half an hour. Like, I'm being generous. And then you want to join us for 3 Thursday nights. It's $99. You are getting a total of 6 hours for $99. 6 hours of content for $99. No, guys, I don't know if you know how amazing of a deal this is. Anyway, it doesn't matter if the deal is good or not. I really actually don't care about that. I just want you to come join us if you're ready. So do you have it up here, and do you need to bring in the balance? Then I invite you to come join us. I'd love to see you there. Link is in the profile. Okay, gang, my bays. Talk to you another time. Bye. Happy Monday.